Hi, I'm Ghostly Moon,
And I'm Connor Gray.
and we're here to talk about my brand new short film, Whimsical as the Waves. I'm not media trained. This is gonna be fun.
How did the idea for this film come about?
Well, on one faithful afternoon, me and my friend were on call, and he was just like, what if we made a short film? And we just ran through the motions of all these abstract ways that the storyline could progress. It kind of started out as a joke, but over time, I took it obviously very seriously. If I have an idea for something, I'm gonna do it to its highest extent. Like any idea that this friend came up with, I would just do to the highest extent, like further than I think he expected. And so I started writing the script and planning out the screenplay and everything, and he was like, but it was a joke though. But you know, one simple joke definitely sprouted something that I'm very proud of.
We hear this was the first script you've written. How did the writing process go?
It started off very slow. It wasn't even that hard to write. It was just being like, how do I even write a short film? I remember I looked up on YouTube how to write a short film, and I spent more time like stressing about writing it than I did actually writing it. I remember the latter of the film, basically from like this one bike scene in the middle of the film up until the very last scene was written in one afternoon. I actually have the original script for this short film right here. I have a little police badge from when I was a policeman in the film. Spoiler, not spoiler. I have everything I needed for each scene color-coded by which outfit I would be in at the time. And of course, I have all of my lines. I play multiple characters, so I have a different highlighter for each different character that I play. And it really isn't that long. I mean, it is a short film, but I did not have much to say. It's like very thin.
As a cardboard stand-up, how do you bring so much life into your performance?
Well, I'm technically corrugated, you know, and the lifeblood just pumps through my corrugation. I'm just filled with life.
What did the filming and editing schedule look like?
The filming schedule was stretched out across many months. I filmed it mostly in 2023 because I remember I came up with the idea in November 2022 on that call with my friend, and then I started writing it and stuff towards the latter of the year, and I wrapped up writing it at the beginning of 2023, and I started buying the outfits I needed for the different scenes, and I started filming a little bit later in that year. I have my filming schedule, I believe, everything I needed for each scene just on a random scrap of paper taped together. You know, we work with what we have, and I just highlighted it, color-coded based on the outfits once again, and I filmed it in bits and pieces completely out of order across 2023. I stopped filming during the latter of that year. I still had a few scenes to film. I was going to have an underwater scene and a beach scene and an entire situation there, but I ended up not being able to film that for such a long time, almost a full year. So I just decided to film it in a different way and go ahead and put it out there. In fact, one of the shots of this film was actually recorded the day that I announced it. I finished editing the film. I edited it all throughout 2023, scene by scene, and then I stitched all of those scenes together to one cohesive bit with music and everything, all in one day, the day that I announced it.
Who's your hairstylist?
Oh, this old mop, I do it myself. It's just natural.
What was it like playing almost all of the roles?
A little bit stressful, but nothing that I'm not used to. Since I was 11, I've been playing multiple characters and splitting screens and making scripts that way.
That goes into this one. How was it making this short film alone? You practically are a one-woman show.
Oh my gosh, you sweet little so-and-so. Again, nothing that I haven't done before. I make everything else by myself pretty much. Of course, I have my lovely parents help, and I also had my co-star working on this film as well. But besides for my parents and my friend, I did do it all myself, and I think it's fun to have other people work on a project with you, but at the same time, I kind of like being in control. Like, the fact that I get to play multiple characters in the first place means I get to portray exactly what I envisioned when I wrote the role, and just doing everything myself, it gives me that sense of control, which I think as humans, we crave. So it was very satisfying.
How did the Conan Gray comparisons feel?
Well, they feel hurtful because clearly he is the Dollar Tree version of himself, and I am much more authentic, clearly.
Do you use a typewriter in your writing process?
I did not. I stick to using typewriters mostly for my literary works. I don't really write my scripts that often on typewriters. I like to stick to my Word documents. It's just a little bit more cohesive to copy and paste something for my notes, or just like open my laptop and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I usually stick to my laptop.
Who has the better singing voice, you or Conan?
Need you ask?
During filming, did you stay on site or at a hotel?
I haven't set foot in a hotel in years, so no, I usually stayed on site unless we were shooting on location.
What or who inspired you to cast yourself into so many roles?
Myself.
Are you a super?
A super? Could you elaborate a bit?
A superhero, as in The Incredibles?
I, contrary to popular belief, am in fact not a super. I know it may seem a wee bit wacky that I do all of this by myself, but you know, it's fun. I don't need superpowers to be Super Mermaid.
Do you do your own stunts or do you use a cardboard double?
No, I do my own stunts, and you can see from my worn, tattered edges.
Can you tell us how you prepared for the role?
I didn't have to prepare much because I remember I definitely had to get in the mindset of a lot of the other roles. But when I played Luna, it was more like I was playing myself. I got to be my own voice, my own state of mind. The only difference between her and I is the fact that she's mentally deranged, and I would not classify myself as mentally deranged.
What challenges during production did you face?
Most of my memories filming are happy memories, but it also seemed that whenever we would set course for a new venture, when it came to the filming process, there would be an obstacle or two. We made it through any downcast days or any problems that would come up and made it out the other side with something pretty cool. Well, I'm Ghostly Moon.
And I'm Connor Gray.
And that was us answering questions about my debut short film, Whimsical as the Waves, premiering August 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Make sure to not only tune into the short film, but also tune in to part 2 of this video where we answer in-depth questions about the plot, premiering later that day. Once again, August 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Whimsical as the Waves. See you then.